to another episode here in the Dropkick basement, your favorite pro wrestling history podcast. This is Mike Madden on my end of things, with my tag team partner Tom Schultz on his end. Tom, how are you doing this this almost summery evening?
Almost there. Starting off June hot.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about summer's probably most people's favorite season of the year. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite things today.
Yeah, this was when we were doing our production meetings, as we are, kind of thinking like, well, what can we do? Month of June sometimes gets a little bit lost. I know historically in pro wrestling, it's kind of a quiet time because kids are out of school. They're, families are on vacation, and this is the time when like house show attendance would be down, or they tape a whole bunch of televisions so that the boys could get, maybe get a few days off in between. And then other parts of the country were red hot because they were running summer tours. But so when we were just kind of thinking of those things, I think your idea of let's just start playlists on YouTube, because we do have the Dropkick Basement YouTube channel. Let's just start some playlists of our favorite matches, or our favorite angles, or our favorite promos, or we'll I'm sure we'll be building on this for other episodes down the road for future content. And this one was very very Tom coded, very very much right in your wheelhouse. So tell the people,
all right,
the ringside fans, what your thoughts are for this one.
So today I'm going to be talking about my favorite independent wrestling matches of the 2000s. The early to mid 2000s hold a special part in my heart in wrestling because, growing up it was WWF, it was WCW. A little bit later on became ECW. Mm-hmm. And in 2002, when we were kind of relegated to the American wrestling television just being WWF TV.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too great at the time. So I started venturing out as, you become a teenager and you discover some of the more well-rounded independent promotions. As a kid, you go to the local shows at the VFW, or at the high school.
Sure.
And they were always just, they're fun for a kid. But when you get old enough to truly enjoy pro wrestling, you kind of seek something more out.
Okay.
And
right.
So this time period that I'm going to be covering today, the matches that I'm going to be talking about range from the year 2002 to 2009
cool.
in specific. But, we're talking about the decade of the 2000s. That holds a special place in my heart for when I kind of evolved, I would say, as a wrestling fan.
Yeah. And a lot of this stuff, I'm sure we've covered it in other episodes, but more as a refresher, this is like if we're talking, 2002 to 2009, you have the smattering of stuff you can find online through like early YouTube, through Daily Motion, through Vimeo, like some of those, like the video sharing sites, or companies would have some sort of a video sharing site that they would upload parts of matches or full matches, depending on who they were. But were you, during other times, are you like buying DVDs of these matches?
Yeah. So, so pretty much like anytime I would go to an indie show, like a local indie show, because a lot of these are not in our general area. And if they were a little bit too far for me to convince my parents to drive me to. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to a local indie show, you're buying tapes from High Spots, RF Video, or even like local guys who are just kind of ripping shit from the online video. Smart Mark Video would come a little bit later on, as I started venturing out to like Philly promotions and stuff like that. So I'm constantly buying either VHS or DVD. and shopping online for stuff to like consume, because it was just like, you're getting, as opposed to when you were getting 2 to 3 pay-per-views a month, you're getting one, and most of the time it's not great. So
True.
it's like, there's, as someone who wants to like seek out wrestling, you really had to like kind of start using the internet to navigate like where you're going to find this kind of stuff.
Right. And that's, and again, there was that little bit of an evolution toward, like, I guess the beginning part and the middle part of the 2000s before it became digital, almost entirely digital, or some of the even the primal, like you mentioned, Smart Mark Video was streaming some content or had some archive content that you could find from different promotions, but you were still, you're still in the time frame where you're digging for tapes, or maybe somebody's got a catalog that they have online, and you're going, paying a certain amount of money for like a custom, like the best of Bryan Danielson or the best of Jushin Thunder Liger or whatever it was. So it's got those elements of like the 90s tape trading, mixed with a little bit of the new technology.
And then also, I would say around like 2004 to 5, when like the new started, like the Ring of Honors, the CZWs, that kind of those kind of indie promotions got some like online traction. Then you would get like these DVD companies to put out like best of DVDs, and you can find those at like Suncoast Video.
Yeah, I was going to say like that the Ring of Honor especially like had teamed up with because I did work in the in record stores, and obviously we had video sections and we had sports video sections, and a lot of our sports video sections were, right after the wrestling boom of the Attitude Era. It was easy and cheap to make compilation videos, or to get like
100%.
Somebody had a partnership with Ring of Honor, so you would have like the whole catalog of like Ring of Honor or MLW, FIP, like, so there was stuff that was to be had if you were. It was kind of like a little bit of a renaissance if you were somebody that was seeking out these independent promotions. It's like, oh shit, like I can actually find these in stores rather than writing to or going on the website and ordering it from this, and then it's like, it's a 6 week wait, or like you're pre-ordering a show and it's it's not going to be ready. So I think that was a nice alternative for certain certain promotions to be able to say like, well, I can get this stuff at just a regular mall, and
100%, and like that is how I took in almost all of these matches. There was only one. I have a top 5 and then an honorable mention.
Okay.
Only one of them I was actually at the show and saw in person.
All right.
But the rest of them, I saw the first Ring of Honor show on a VHS tape that a buddy had, and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What is this?
So cool. Right.
Or, you're finding a compilation tape in the store, or, you're just at a show browsing. You see a box that has like a cool, like some sort of crazy like spot that happened at the show, and you're like, that looks like something I should.
That's right. That's the one that a lot of people are gravitating towards. All right, so let's start having it. Let's see what's making your 2000s independent wrestling best of.
And to preface this again, this is not. I'm not saying these are the definitive 6 best matches of the 2000s. I'm not saying this is my personal favorite, and each of them has a reason behind those.
Perfect.
So the first match that I'm going to talk about is an honorable mention. So we'll keep this one a little bit more brief. This is a match that took place at the 2006 Ted Petty Invitational for IWA Mid-South. It was a second round match, and it was a meeting between Mike Quackenbush and Claudio Castagnoli. This is a match that and a feud that had been going on, probably dating back to around 2004 to late 2004, early 2005, when Claudio and his tag team partner Ares had come into Chikara as Swiss Money Holding, and they were going against Mike Quackenbush, and I mean their feud carried on over through all of the East Coast promotions.
Yes, that's for
sure. Through 2005. And like into best of the best at CZW, all over the place. But this particular match, I think, holds such high regard for me because this is a tournament match in a promotion that is seeing this. So like this is a classic trope of the 2000s independent like big tournaments. Is they would find the two guys who are married together somewhere and have the match, and they book it. They book that match for the tournament.
Right. Okay.
So that you're guaranteed to get a good match because these guys have worked together before. You've seen it before.
Yeah.
But it's new to your audience in particular.
But there's also buzz about it, which is that's
yes, that as well.
I think that's the other element that I'm, without, kind of jumping ahead of it. I think that's going to be the type of thing that pops up on this list over and over again. This is an era where like the buzz was growing on certain guys, and you would read online or, if it was a dirt sheet centric thing or like a, Wade Keller, Dave Meltzer, any of the major guys, Mike Johnson, like if they had seen certain matches, they would be on their, on their soapbox saying like, these are the best guys on the independents. And, you got to, if this comes to your town, you got to check this out. So a lot of that, like, and that's what that was very authentic in the 2000s is
100%.
Like the journalists were pushing a lot of the traffic and telling fans, hey, these guys are special. These guys are going to be the future. Go out, check them out, and then you would read or see again, like, through whatever your resource was, you would find the match out. So.
Yeah, and so like this was so this match takes place in Midlothian, Illinois, which no one could point that out inside of a high school gym, because that's what Ian Rotten could afford to book.
Okay, sure.
And it's the most condensed, purest form of their match that they had over the course of probably 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Because they had it in CZW, they had it in Ring of Honor, they had it in Chikara, all over the place. But this match is timed, I think, with entrances about 11 minutes.
Okay. All right.
But they do everything that you want them to do. It's a lucha-style match. Claudio is an unbelievable base for Quackenbush.
Of course, yeah.
Who also is putting on like a technical wrestling clinic. This is the time from 2005 to 2007, like that was the Mike Quackenbush wrestling, like that was the boom. He had his early moments in the early 2000s with like Recklessly Youth, but this was Chikara's coming into its own.
Yeah.
And so he's starting to showcase himself because other places wouldn't, and for better or worse, I mean, maybe not a great guy, but an unbelievable fucking in-ring talent.
Yes.
And this match, just the whole story behind it is the power of Claudio versus the high-risk maneuvers of Mike Quackenbush.
Right.
They're going back and forth, and they have some incredibly creative spots. Claudio throws Quack up in the air, like he stands on his chest, does a backflip off, and then hits him with an arm drag from the second rope to the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just unreal stuff. And then the finish of the match, which was like their signature spot, Quackenbush goes for a sunset flip. Claudio reverses it into a spinning power bomb. I mean, it was just like unreal stuff.
And and fast and sort of like, and you think to yourself like that had to be rehearsed a million times to get the timing
100%.
right. But when you think about it, and it's, you know, and it's Mike Quackenbush, who's very reverent to the lucha style, and Claudio, who's an unbelievable powerhouse, even to this day is one of the strongest guys in pro wrestling. That's, yeah, kudos to them for the body control and the sort of the artistic nature to it, to kind of create that finish.
Yeah, and they're bringing their brand of wrestling to the IWA Mid-South, which for the most part is known as a blood and guts promotion.
Yes.
And I mean, they did have a slew of guys that came through there in their early career that really went on to make their name elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Ian was probably paying with a bucket of popcorn and a gas voucher, but
well, and I think here's the other thing is in the grand scheme of things, where Ian was, like, he still had some cachet from
notoriety.
A little bit of notoriety, cachet from being the you know, a guy who was in the beginning of ECW. Also, just the high profileness, and because they had these avenues to sell video.
Yes,
that attracts it. So I'm not going to go to the Indy. I'm not going to work in Indy in Arkansas. You know, if I'm sweeping through that part of the country for one reason or another, I'll take the extra 2-hour, 3-hour drive up to work Ian's show, because the promoter might be a screwball, but the chance to get myself exposed and possibly work somebody that's got a higher status that I can learn from, or that we can, you know, start our version of that, like, you know, married to each other on the indies. Like, that's the thing that was pulling people in at that point, I think.
Oh, 100%. Like, I was rewatching a Ted Petty Invitational, because that's like my favorite. They always put on like such a classic, perfect indie wrestling tournament, because they would always throw the oddballs in there, but they would book. I mean, you look at some of these years, they are booking at the time that they booked them, the future of the business.
Sure. Yeah.
And, you know, there's not many people who could book AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Chris Hero, Claudio Castagnoli, all of these guys, Bryan Danielson, on the same show, and probably pay them $100.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Somehow Ian Rotten convinced them.
He convinced them, and it was the prestige. It was the prestige of being on the show with that talent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Right. So that's a good honorable mention.
Yeah. Number 5 is the main event of the first ever Ring of Honor show, coming to us from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Murphy Rec Center. Bryan Danielson versus Christopher Daniels versus Low Ki.
Yeah.
So this is the first Ring of Honor show. There's no like titles on the line. There's really not a ton of backstory to most of this stuff, being that it's the promotion's first show.
True.
Now, in terms of the promotion itself, now, at this time, Low Ki and Bryan Danielson were like two of the hottest independent acts in the country, and they were also kind of touring, going against one another across the country.
Yeah.
But this match in particular, I think it was because right before this match on this show was Eddie Guerrero versus Super Crazy.
Yes, that's what I remember from the video cassette that I had of this show. Yeah.
So the fact that this is main eventing, I think, is like such a perfect reflection of what Ring of Honor is trying to present to you. Like we have the best here.
Yeah.
But we're trying to push towards the future, because I don't think you got those guys, Eddie's bound back for the WWE, but I don't think you got Super Crazy on too many Ring of Honor shows moving forward. This was like, you know, you have to book the big names.
Yeah. Yeah.
To draw the crowd, because
right,
at this time,
I
mean, like, these guys are not household names by any means.
But that's also like that's that's the flag that's being waved by independent wrestling at the time is,
Oh yeah.
Hey, we've got the future here, like jump on board. And Ring of Honor, like starting at that time, and again, like this is from my own perspective, the buzz that was built around this show had been, these are matches that you got to see because these are going to be the guys that you're going to be talking about with your friends in another 5 years. Or, catch them now. It's unique styles. It's like they always talked about how it was sort of like the hybrid style. They put over the sportsmanship, and and so you have all of that on top of, like, again, name brands. Eddie Guerrero, super crazy. Guys you knew from the New Jersey, the East Coast independents, like all this stuff was baked into it. Plus, like, what's crazy about this, and Daniels he's an interesting character in the whole narrative, because here's a guy who's got, like, if you were reading the sheets, or even if you're reading like a Pro Wrestling Illustrated at the end of the 90s, you're like, you keep hearing about, like, Chris Daniels, he's a future star. He's coming up, little by little, like he's showing up in all of these organizations and working their dark matches or in their sort of developmental territories, whatever they were labeled at the time. And it was always like, he just needs a chance to shine and a chance to break out. At the same time that this is happening, I believe he was still, like, just starting with TNA as well.
Yeah, TNA may have just been starting,
Yeah.
like just been starting at the time, or like in the infancy of starting.
Right.
Because I don't have the month of this. I know TNA started in June of 2002.
Okay.
I think
so let's say this is October.
February.
Yeah, or when,
like, I can't remember exactly, but like, so it's either right before or right after we get, and he is a pretty big focus of that initial run of TNA with the Triple X team.
But that's the point that I'm getting at, is like that was his chance to, like, develop that character and do something for NWA TNA and sort of like be launched more or less on that side of things. And low key, I always just remember low key just being this, again, Northeast Independence. Like, here's this guy, you saw highlights of him. He was on the trailer for all of these, like, videos that I would get from RF, and they were always touting him in and out of CZW a bunch. Danielson is absolutely an interesting character because he's got the moniker of the American Dragon, but he also has, dare I say, an unspectacular shoot name.
Oh yeah,
Bryan Danielson. If you're reading that, it's like that is, it's just sort of like he could be a teacher at a school, right? The name Bryan Danielson doesn't really. It's not like Low Key or the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels or Eddie Guerrero or whatever it is. So it's like, all right, I got seeing is believing. This Bryan Danielson guy seems to be everybody's cup of tea. Now I got to see what this match looks like, and proof is in the pudding.
And like you said, if you look at it, Daniels comes out. He's got that, like, priest robe on with the headgear on. Low Key is in his, like, fighting stance. Bryan Danielson is literally just standing there in white trunks and white kick pads. That's it.
Yeah.
And, like, there's like, okay, well, this guy, he's there. But this, I would say this is the match that put him on the map on the East Coast.
Of course.
For sure. I mean, like, he was working in Texas. He was working
in and out of Japan.
And stuff. But, like, for an East Coast audience, he was not a household name at that point. And does the first Ring of Honor show make you a household name? No, but it puts you on the radar of probably WWE and every, like, independent wrestling fan.
Right.
They do so many cool spots in this, and this is one thing where you have to look at it for when it happened, because a lot of the things that you see in the match now, you'd be like, okay, well, that's like run of
transition
kind of stuff. But when you're seeing it in real time in 2002, you're like, holy shit! Like, this is like the 3-man moves that they would do, where you, Danielson has him in like a sleeper, and then he hits him with a D. Someone hits him with
somebody
a DDT,
comes through,
and then it's like a 3-man consecutive.
Yeah, dragon screw leg whips that go into like another, like one guy's dragon screwing, and then the other guy gets pulled into it too, like a 3-way whip on that. I remember that being
100%
a spot in the match, and
then there comes a point in the match where. So the commentary team also does a great job of telling the story here. Mm-hmm. It was Eric Gargiulo of like CZW fame and Steve Corino. That was the commentary team for this first show. But they're telling the story of how Low Ki and Bryan Danielson is the feud of the independents for the year 2002. Mm-hmm. And Christopher Daniels he's the Ring of Honor. He's going to be the Ring of Honor guy. And
lining him up to be the ace. Yeah.
They do a ton of spots where Danielson and Low Ki kind of like do like a double take at one another, take out Daniels just so they could get back to fighting one another. Yeah. It was like so masterfully done. They do like, and then going back to like the 3-man moves, you get instead of the like high impact moves, you get the 3-man submissions where someone's got an abdominal stretch, and then Low Ki comes up, boom, I'm gonna hit you with a dragon sleeper.
Yes. Yeah.
He did a dragon sleeper on the top, hanging back, spidered off the top rope, which was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Yeah. And then the spot of the match, it's the finish. Bryan Danielson has Christopher Daniels in the cattle mutilation. Low Ki hits him with a Phoenix Splash to break up the submission. Picks up Christopher Daniels' Key Crusher for the win.
Yeah.
Hell of a finish. And at the time, the crowd is going nuts, like for this whole match. Mm-hmm. They got like a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Pretty much from the bell. But they did a great job of telling like a story in a match that didn't. If you're going into that's one thing that independent wrestling does have a tough time doing at times. Is most of the time you're just getting a promoter that's going to be booking what's going to be the best in-ring product, or what's going to be like the coolest match, or what's going to draw the crowd, rather than a match that's truly going to tell a story long term.
Right.
And I think that they did a great job, especially for it being the first ever show of Ring of Honor, of telling a story of like who these 3 guys are in this promotion and where they're going to be going from here.
Yeah, it set the tempo. It's also the genesis of it, and I don't know if this was ever actually like discussed or revealed or anything like that, but you could tell that like Gabe Sapolsky, Doug Gentry, Rob Feinstein, they're all intertwined with ECW. They all know that the night the line was crossed with the 3-way match between Terry Funk, Sabu, and Shane Douglas put ECW on the map for a nationwide audience by generating this kind of buzz. So that's really the reason why they decided to, A, go in the direction of having a 3-way as their first main event, but also throwing in some of these homages. You're talking about like the 3-way submissions. No, they weren't doing a 3-way sleeper necessarily a few times during the match, but they're doing the kind of the hybrid, submissions, that these guys had all developed on their own. So that's sort of that little like wink and a nod to, where they want to take it and how they wanted to, how their comparison was going to draw. It was going to be like the storytelling element of good ECW, but there's also all this athleticism that's going to be showcased that nobody else in the country is bringing this many talented people and putting them under one roof. Whether it's once a month, once a week, once every 3 months, whatever, however long they knew they were going to run shows, this is the right way. Their introductory show really established what their mission statement was, and that was you're going to see a whole different style of wrestling coming from this company. So,
yep,
very good.
Yeah, that's number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 takes place again in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This time at the ECW Arena.
Mm-hmm.
This is for Chikara, Night 2 of the King of Trios 2009 tournament.
Yeah.
This is a 4-way match that is part of the Rey de Voladores. So they have a tournament within a tournament,
yes,
which is an interesting booking choice.
Uh-huh.
So the Rey de Voladores is an annual Chikara like mini tournament where there's 8 guys, but it's just 2 4-way matches,
mm-hmm.
and then the winners of the 4-way eliminations meet to crown the Rey de Voladores, was the king of the High Flyers. So this match is Kota Ibushi versus El Generico versus Nick Jackson versus Jigsaw.
Yeah.
When I tell you this is the epitome of independent wrestling in the 2000s, that couldn't be more of an understatement.
Sure. Yeah.
Everything I said about the last match, story, none of that here. This is just a 4-way elimination match that is batshit crazy from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
You have Nick Jackson and El Generico, who on night 1, as part of Team PWG, were eliminated from the King of Trios tournament, and so they start the match teaming up against Kota and Jigsaw. Mm-hmm. The match starts a little bit slower paced, but you're getting, as you have 3 high flyers, you're getting like fast paced action, but not high spots yet. But then it just, like, as soon as there's a point in the match where everything breaks down. You have Kota, so I believe it's Jigsaw sitting in the corner. Kota Ibushi is in the opposite corner. Nick Jackson and El Generico are on the floor. Kota Ibushi does a handspring double Pele kick to Jigsaw in the corner. Lands on the apron and then does a springboard moonsault to the outside onto the other 2 guys. Then you get your run of, okay, each guy's going to get his high spot in.
Yeah. Yep.
Nick Jackson does an inside out facebuster from the apron into the ring, a moonsault to the outside, and then a 450 for a pinfall kick out.
Yeah.
Generico hits the sequence of the match where he goes for a Fosbury flop to the outside, runs around the ring, and does the classic through the third and middle rope turnbuckles. Yeah.
God, I missed that spot. Like it's been such a long time since he did that. Yeah.
Runs into the ring with Kota Ibushi in the corner, haluva kick into a half and half for a 2 count.
Yeah.
The crowd is going fucking bananas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The 2 of them then square off. They headbutt, and Generico hits him with a running boot. Kota Ibushi catches the Kenta Kobashi fighting spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Generico then goes for another running boot. Kota Ibushi Matrix.
Yes. Oh, that was another.
He does the Matrix kip up to dodge it. Then hits him with a bridging German suplex right out of the Matrix spot, and that gets a 2 count. No one's even eliminated from this match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, at this point, Ibushi hits Generico with the double jump moonsault, where goes for the moonsault, Generico rolls out of the way, lands on his feet, and then moonsaults him.
Yeah.
Puts him on the top rope and hits him with a poison rana to finally eliminate him. We get a ton of false finishes between the other three guys. Kota Ibushi finally gets the win when he hits a Phoenix Splash on Jigsaw that was nearly halfway across the ring. I mean, this is one where I don't know if I could do it justice just by describing it.
Oh, this is one where you see it to believe it,
and you have to watch it.
And it's been on a million like highlight reels and like, again, those old YouTube comps where it would be like the 50 best moves of El Generico, the 50 best moves of Kota Ibushi, and you don't really understand who the guy is necessarily because maybe you hadn't seen too many cases of these guys like working in the United States, but then it was like, holy shit, now there's a guy on my radar. I think this was Ibushi's first time in America, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty sure it was.
And he's probably like 23 or 22 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Nick Jackson is a baby. Like he probably is like 20 years
crazy.
Or 21.
This is like 2 years into their their career, essentially.
Yeah, Jigsaw might be the veteran.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just thinking about it in that way.
Him or Generico are the elder statesmen in that ring.
Yeah.
So I was not there for this one, but I went to night 3 of the King of Trios tournament that year.
Okay.
And I can't remember who I saw Kota Ibushi wrestle in the finals of the Rey de Voladores.
Okay.
I want to say it might have been Austin Aries. But it was like the match was incredible. I was like, dude, this guy is so good. So then when the DVDs finally get released on Smart Mark, I buy the 3-pack to get all 3 nights of the tournament. And when I saw this, I remember I was watching it with my buddy, and I was just like, what the fuck? What's that, dude?
Yes, yeah. Here's my new favorite pro wrestler.
We were just like, we were looking at each other like, oh! And when you get that feeling like, oh my God. That doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, I'm seeing something
this was one of the first times in a long time.
It's something that exists on a different plane, and you're like, I just like injected into my veins. I want more. I want this. I want this guy. I want to know everything about this guy.
Immediately, yes.
That's awesome.
I was searching out DDT immediately after seeing Kota. Unbelievable match. It's so much fun because the crowd is having like such a good time. It's in the arena. It's like packed out. Which at that time, not a lot of shows at the arena were packing the crowd out. It's a fun one and something that I highly suggest anyone that has not seen it, watch it. And if you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again.
It's right. Yeah, it's worth it to revisit for sure. All right. Speaking of 4, let's move on to your number 4 on your list.
All right. So this is.
Oh wait, was that? No, that was number 4. This will be number 3
in the top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This will be the 4th. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the 4th match we discussed. Dream match. This was billed as, if not maybe the dream match. Ring of Honor from the New Yorker Hotel in 2005. Kenta Kobashi versus Samoa Joe. Yeah. I mean, this show and this run of shows was incredible because of, you got Kenta Kobashi, you got Kenta, you got Misawa. But this is one of, and I mean, this is hard to believe. This is one of 3 matches that Kenta Kobashi wrestled in the United States.
Okay. All right. And that's
ever.
Again, it's it's hard to wrap your brain around that because like Japanese wrestlers that at least appear in the United States these days are making like they have the capability of working multiple shows in the U.S.
Yes.
Or their company tours a couple times during the year, or they're on excursion and they're signed with NXT and so on and so forth. But to have one of the pillars, and having a guy who already had established about a 15-year career.
Oh yeah, at this point I would say he's not on the decline, but on the backside of the back nine for sure.
Yeah. And here he is against Samoa Joe, who is arguably like the ace of Ring of Honor at the time.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Joe had that like year-plus title run that had ended like shortly before this. But like when I was looking it up, I saw so this particular run, Kobashi had 3 matches in the United States in 2005, and those are the only 3 matches he ever had.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. One of them was on like some shindy that like Ring of Honor probably convinced somebody to like foot the travel so that they could book him for.
Oh, yeah.
And the other was a tag match with he tagged with Homicide in Ring of Honor. So this is one of 2 singles matches that Kenta Kobashi had in the United States, and obviously it's the best one that he had. But this. So one thing I want to point out about, so I obviously first time I saw it was on video. I was not at this show. The one thing I want to point out that was an interesting thing, especially the first time I saw this, was that they chose not to put commentary on this match.
Interesting. Okay.
So and it's still to this day, if you go, Ring of Honor has it on their YouTube page and AEW has it on their YouTube page. They still have not put the commentary on this particular match.
That's interesting.
And I think it works better because the crowd in this building is absolutely fucking insane. Like there's legitimately a standing ovation before the match even starts. And
gotta love that. Yeah.
It's so crazy because everyone is so stoked to be able to see Kenta Kobashi for the first time.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they're seeing him against Ring of Honor's probably best.
Yeah.
The best opponent that he could possibly have in Samoa Joe. I will say that, like, this is not one of those matches where, like, you're going to go, well, that was, like, a technical masterpiece, or that was, they really, hit all these crazy moves. What makes this special is this match is 90% striking.
Yeah, it's physical.
It's a physical match. The crowd is in it the entire time. There's not a dead moment. And these 2 guys literally just beat the shit out of each other for 25 minutes. And it's captivating.
Yeah.
And with no commentary on it to tell the story, you don't need, like, this is one where you don't need the story told to you. You just
you're watching
see it.
Yeah, you're watching
see it unfold.
And that's, I think that really, like, that lends itself to the, like, a very good American smart wrestling fan in America will say, I don't know, like, I watch Japanese tapes, and I've, you know, we've all watched Japanese tapes for years and years. You don't know half of what commentary is saying. You're catching them. It's almost like a crowd. Like, you are catching, like, they're speaking faster. They're, maybe repeating the same word over and over again to, like, build a crescendo to the spot that is going to be big. But I think for a match like this to not have commentary, yes, like, you're certainly you're more drawn to the in-ring, but you're also, as you said, you're letting the crowd be your barometer as if is this transcending over to them. And you could tell with this crowd that they're oohing and eyeing. They're doing a lot of, like, clapping and stomping feet and stuff like that, and building their own momentum as if this was almost like, again, to them, they don't have the commentary ever, so everything feels like a house show, but like it's got like a little bit of a house show vibe and a true Japanese like sort of quiet contest in its presentation.
Yeah, and I would almost, I'm kind of just putting this together now as you're saying this, is like I would almost put this akin to like Hogan Rock at WrestleMania 18.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Where there's literally a "This is awesome" chant a minute into the match.
Yeah.
And like nothing has happened yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's just like you're witnessing something special.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they could have shit the bed for all intents and purposes, and everyone still would have just
they would have given it the
I can't believe that I just saw Samoa Joe versus Kenta Kobashi.
Yeah, exactly. There's a level of respect that's going to happen here, and it's a testament to the legacy of Kobashi for his rare appearances in the United States, and to be able to say, well, as a man, I went into hostile territory because, again, if it didn't work out and the crowd felt like shitting on it, they probably could have shit on it. But he trusted Joe, and that Joe was going to guide him along and work the style that they wanted to get the match over as best as possible. And yeah, it's talked about. We've talked about that match on this very podcast 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, you're just to go through some of the highlights of it, you're getting like literally some of the loudest chops, and I mean without commentary, of course it's going to sound loud, but Jesus Christ,
yeah.
They do a spot where Joe gets him in for the face kicks,
right?
Kobashi no sells it, chops, head kicks, chops, just like going back and forth. The place is unglued.
Mm-hmm.
The exertion that they show in this match is also like that building. I've never been to that particular building before, but it looks like a banquet room at a hotel.
Yeah,
and
sure.
It looks. I mean, it is wall to wall packed in there. These guys are schwitzing. These 2 guys are sweaty as all, and like. Yeah. There is a point in the match that like I noticed as I was doing the rewatch where Samoa Joe clearly has him in a crossface, and he is huffing.
Yeah, he's getting his wind back.
These 2 guys are they're perspirating to another level. And it shows in some of the chops that Kobashi's giving.
Oh yeah, it's sweat's flying off.
The sweat is flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Kobashi hits the classic like motorboat chops.
Mm-hmm.
He hits them with about like 50 of them.
Yeah.
It was incredible. The finish, Kenta Kobashi hits Samoa Joe with a Dragon Sleeper suplex. Joe kicks at 2. Slaps him in the face. Mm-hmm. Kobashi then hits him with a spinning back fist into the lariat for the win.
Right. Yeah.
It was like this match is about 22 to 25 minutes long. Nothing but physicality. A lot of striking, but like everything. And we are talking about Kobashi almost 20 years into his career at this point.
Yeah.
So. You're getting him on the back 9, but he gave it all for Joe and for the Ring of Honor audience. I don't think you could expect anything more, and it's one of my favorites because it was just like it felt like this is one of those ones where you're like, I wish I was there for that one.
Yeah, it's a dream match, in every sense of the word, and it's not just, hey, it's a dream match, and then we ran it back 16 times in 16 different promotions, or we're still doing a variation of this now. Like, again, a lot of times the guys that have those reputations as married partners on the indies, they get signed to the same company at the same time, and then it's like, well, here's the WWE version of this, or here's the TNA version of this, or so on and so forth. Or they're both in Japan at the same time, so they're doing the Japanese version of this. This is something that's truly unique in the sense of built as if you don't catch this live and in person or on the various platforms that we're going to release it on, there is no part 2. There's no part 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, this is, make sure that you're paying attention to it now, because it's not happening in this form ever again.
Yep.
And I think that's, independent wrestling fans like yourself have, they have the instinct to say, and not just blindly saying it, but to say, like, I need to include this on best ofs, or like I need to make this as a suggestion, because I know people will not understand it unless I explain it completely.
Yes,
how much this means. Yeah, that's great.
All right. So moving on to my number 2 match of all time. This is one that was torn around the country at almost nauseum for like 5 or 6 years. But it is still, for me, my favorite independent wrestling feud of all time, including my favorite independent wrestler of all time. This takes place at the ECW Arena.
Right.
This is CZW out with the old, in with the new in 2007. Loser leaves CZW. Chris Hero versus Eddie Kingston.
Right.
So going into this match, CZW. Well, I'll just put like some historical context for the loser leaves stipulation. Chris Hero and Eddie Kingston had been at this time feuding for the better part of 2 years, mainly in Chikara and CZW. They would later take it to Ring of Honor and IWA Mid-South and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. But the feud kind of had its home in either Chikara or CZW. CZW is on the decline here. They had a very hot run from about 2003 to 2005.
Yeah.
But I think both of these guys kind of saw the writings on the wall for where the promotion is going. So they kind of pitched the idea, all right, if we're going to do the blow off for this feud here, I think it's time for one of us, and it turns out both of them, to leave the promotion for, it's never for good in wrestling,
right. Yes.
but for what it's supposed to be for good. So the backstory of the feud is Eddie Kingston originally started as a tag team wrestler with his partner Blackjack Marciano, the Wild Cards, and Hero was like one of the trainers when they came to the Chikara Wrestle Factory.
Okay.
Kingston blames Chris Hero for running Blackjack Marciano out of wrestling. He said that he was a dick to him. He was stiff with him in training. He kind of big leagued him and kind of mentally wore him down to the point where Blackjack quit wrestling. So their actual feud in the ring was based in reality, where the two of these guys did not, and I don't know to this day, but for a very long time did not like one another.
Okay, all right.
And they did a very good job of blurring the line of, is this real or is this fake? Because a lot of their pull-aparts, a lot of their brawls, their non-in-ring segments, and even even in their matches, they were stiff, and sometimes you were like, "Oh, this is not part of the show."
Yeah.
But this particular match, I think, of the God knows how many they had, is the best one that they had. This is like, and it's this was the match that I was in the building for, and like the energy the show in general, the crowd is dead.
Interesting.
But as soon as this match came out, the crowd came alive.
The importance,
because they were so invested in this story because it had been going on for like 2 years at this point.
Okay.
And I mean, so I was going to like every CCW show every month at this time.
Yeah.
And like it was always the same people. You're seeing the same people it's like it was like their local indie.
Yeah, it was like the ECW vibe too.
Exactly, yeah. So everyone is like totally invested in this match. They bring both guys out, and all of the security guards are in the middle of the ring to separate them for the announcement, for the ring announcements, because the two of them are so at their wits' end with one another that they have to be held apart.
Yeah.
Before the match even begins.
Yeah.
Both of them are trying to get through. There's like 20 guys in the ring. Both of them are trying to get through to the other one, and once the ring announcement is over, it is just bedlam for 20 straight minutes. Much like the last one, you're getting a lot of striking because although you have Chris Hero, who is a very proficient technical wrestler, the story behind this match is these two fucking hate one another.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure that the other guy is gone from this company for good. So you're getting headbutts, you're getting chops, you're getting slaps. This gave me the vibe of like a triple crown world title match in All Japan Pro Wrestling. You're just getting a lot of strikes, a lot of people getting dropped on their head. Eddie's selling is so, and he still does this today. It's so unique and realistic because he'll get hit with something and he'll powder and just like start like fuck, and it's just like
it's like a real fight.
Yeah,
always.
He makes you buy into that it is a fight, and he I think he even still he'll always say, yeah, this is I'm gonna fight this guy. It's not like a match.
Yeah,
this is a fight.
Yeah.
And he does such a good job of like really making you believe that he's hurt or he's going to kill this person.
Yeah, right.
It's not pretty. It's not a pretty match by any means, but it's just that's what I like so much about it is like the two of them just had such a unique chemistry with one another that all of their matches felt like a one-off, even in the giant story that they had, because they gave each one its own vibe and its own like there's just like a palpable feeling in the air, especially if you're there between the two of them. There's this one moment which I think was a super like unique spot that Hero does, where it looks like he's going for a suicide dive, but he literally goes. It's just a diving headbutt, and he headbutts Eddie, and it opens both of them up, and they both start bleeding.
Wow. That's hard way too, right?
Yeah, and then I time stamped this, so after that they're selling a bit from the diving headbutt, and at 17 minutes and 41 seconds, Chris Hero hits Eddie Kingston with a headbutt that literally sounds like a watermelon being hit with a hammer. It was unbelievable. And so this, funny enough that I mentioned this in the last match, and I didn't bring this up till now, but this match also doesn't have commentary.
Oh, well.
And the whole show has commentary except for this match.
So that I'm sure that's by design, given the
Yes.
given the brevity of what you're dealing with. Like you're, because the loser leave town match historically, it can be some territories would have it as a dark match, or they would have it as a lights out, and lights out meaning you're not going to have commentary, you're not going to have standard referee. It would be Texas deathmatch rules, whatever it was. Like, so there would be times in the history of pro wrestling where you would be left with a match that had no commentary that normally should have, because this is going to be too out of control that words can't describe it. And again, that's another tip of the hat to the historical factor of a loser leave town or a loser leave the promotion. That WWE was not really like, that was never their type of thing to book. So they're not going to get it right, even though they would do it every once in a while. They're not going to get it right. So the indies are the source to get these things, historically accurate. So,
and
I like
so
that.
I love you saying that, because in the aftermath of this match, I don't think that John Zandig had that thought in mind. I think that in post, Mark Mart video was like, either this commentary is so bad, or they thought back to like the historical context that you gave it.
Yeah.
Because we'll get to it in a few seconds. But so after that, we're getting into we're getting into the meat and the bones in the match. Less striking. We're more into, now these two are trying to finish one another. Mm-hmm. Eddie hits him with a backdrop driver, no sell. Hero hits him with a cravatoclasm, block back fist. Hero's welcome, kick out at 2. Unbelievable sequence. Hero hits him with a double stomp, cannonball senton, power bomb, hangman's clutch, all in a row.
Jesus. Yeah. Now he's on video game mode.
Eddie gets to the ropes. They go into the middle of the ring. They're having a strike exchange. Eddie hits him with a backdrop driver, hits him with a lariat, then hits him with the back fist of the future. Gets the win. It comes almost out of nowhere, which made it feel so much more real, and which gave it that it gave it the feel that I was talking about earlier.
That gasp in the room where you're like, oh wow, that happened. Yeah. Flash pins.
Like it looked like the mat. It looked like they were just building for a spot, mm-hmm. falsy, and he hits the back fist of the future. Match is over. The crowd is audibly like, holy shit! I can't believe Hero lost, because everyone just assumed that Hero was going to win. And so then after this just gives you the perfect CZW in 2007 feel. Zandig comes out and he's trying to give Hero his flowers as he's praising Hero for the work that he has done over the past 4 years in CZW. Mm-hmm. Eddie Kingston goes, fuck you. Because he's like, what are you propping up this guy for? I just won the match.
I won the match, yeah.
And then Zandig fires.
Yeah, of course, because it's... Right, because it has to be about John.
The meaning of the loser leaves town match has just completely gone out the window, because now both guys are gone.
Yeah, because the idiot promoter has a temper, and he doesn't like to be made look like a fool at the end of his show. What a dick move. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's...
It was... I mean, in the room, I was there with friend of the show, Joey, Janela, and we were, dying laughing. We're just like, what the fuck, dude? Why would you do that? But nonetheless, one of my favorite matches that I've ever been in the room for, and my all-time favorite feud on the Indies. Chris Hero is far and away my favorite independent wrestler, and I think the most underrated wrestler ever.
Yeah.
So this, and I mean, to this day, I love Eddie Kingston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the that had to be on there.
Good, and yeah, that a good recap of the match and a great explanation of the post match shenanigans as they were. So,
All right,
this brings us to the top of the list.
This brings us to the top of the list, and I don't think this will surprise anyone or you.
Mm-hmm.
This match, guess where it takes place, Mike?
It's the ECW arena, my friend.
It is the ECW arena. IWA Mid-South, Something to Prove, 2005, Necro Butcher versus Samoa Joe.
I love this match too.
The greatest independent wrestling match of all time.
Yeah, there's something about this. This is like it's a drug almost.
It is. And
it feels like you're on drugs while you're watching it too.
I can watch this match every day and never get sick of it.
Yeah.
And every time I show it to someone who's never seen it, they're like, holy shit. What the fuck?
How did somebody not die?
On?
Yeah.
So this is the debut of IWA Mid-South in the ECW arena. It is a matinee show.
Yes.
That is a part of a doubleheader they were doing with CZW. That somehow the Necro Butcher wound up wrestling on the second show.
Yeah.
Later that night.
severely stretched out and bruised.
In a tag team match with Toby Klein against Nick Gage and Justice Payne.
Oh, okay, right. So a light affair.
I mean, so some of the notes I have. This is the only place this match could have taken place. There's no other place on the planet that this belonged.
They treated the ECW arena like the ECW arena.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The commentary for this match is wild.
There's so many little Easter eggs that
you have Dave Prazak, who is like one of the all-time best indie commentators. Then you have Eddie Kingston on commentary.
Yes.
Along with CM Punk, who was recently signed to the WWE, so is kind of there on his own terms.
And he's also really being an asshole on commentary.
Oh, 100%. And this must have been before Eddie and Punk had their falling out, because the two of them sound like pals.
They're a little chummy.
On the call. Yeah. So the brief story behind this was Necro Butcher was on a show where there were Ring of Honor students that he was wrestling. It was him and Toby Klein. I don't remember the Ring of Honor students offhand, but it was him and Toby Klein in a tag team match against some Ring of Honor students, maybe on a CZW show, and they beat the shit out of them.
Right.
And Joe felt as if he took liberties with these kids who Joe was in part training.
Of course, yeah.
And so there was like real life. There was real heat between the two of them going into this match, and I don't know, you might be able to tell during the course of it.
Yeah.
So the match, you get the introduction. Referee on assignment, Bryce Remsburg.
Right.
Still has hair. So he's trying to start the match. Necro gives him a push, and then Joe fucking shit cans him out of the ring, and they just start beating the ever living shit out of one another.
Yep.
Joe takes him into the crowd. He's hitting him with kicks to the face.
Yeah.
Necro gets up, headbutts him until they're both just busted open, and starts punching them directly in the face.
Cut. Yeah, in the cuts, like, on the face.
No. This is just
right. There's no
punches in the face. My favorite, I think maybe my second favorite spot comes. They're in the crowd, Necro runs at Joe. Joe goes to do a spinning power slam, but I think Necro kind of sandbags him on it, so he just slams his head into the floor.
Yeah. See, I thought it was like, I just thought he didn't have enough room. I didn't read it as a sandbag. I just thought he didn't have enough room to like pop his hips and pivot. But
I thought Joe would be like strong enough to like just hurl him over, but Necro at this point is pouring
yes,
blood.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Joe tries to give him the power slam head first into a concrete floor.
Mm-hmm.
There is no padding whatsoever.
Nope.
And CM Punk just screams out, he power slammed him on his forehead.
Yes.
Joe is hitting Necro with everything he has, punches, elbows, forearms, kicks. He is covered head to toe in Necro's blood.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he just murdered somebody. Necro then takes the two of them get back to tussling. They get back into the ring. Necro takes a guardrail from ringside.
Yes. I remember this too, yeah.
On top of Joe and hits him with a senton. His elbows hit his guardrail.
Yeah.
So hard. I don't understand how he got up. I mean, this is like, when it comes to brawling, this might be the best that it's ever been done.
Oh yeah. He's throwing his human body as if it was a chair itself, or like, any other weapon. Like, it's Necro, like, just being very, I hate to say it, it's kind of unsafe in the way that he's doing it.
Unsafe.
And but there's like it's still kind of beautiful in a sense, because
yes,
because Joe's there to, he's half protecting himself and he's half still fighting. He's fighting to death with this man. Yes. And again, that's where, like, you always hear the stories like, did this one go off script? Was this, yes, there's some animosity that built into it, but did they plan any of these things out, or did they just say before they went out there, let's give these people something they've never seen before? When it comes to, I mean, you could play the ultra violence card up to the hilt as much as you want, but like, then there's spots in this match that are truly like two people trying to like take each other's heads off, and neither one cares. And I really don't think that it was like anyone went off script and they were trying to hurt one another. I think they both said before they went out there, like, lay it in. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And then they just laid it too much in. Yeah. Yeah. Because the next fucking thing that happens is maybe the most brutal bump in the history of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Samoa Joe has the Necro Butcher on the ring apron and goes for an exploder suplex to the concrete floor. Yeah. Concrete. Yeah. There is literally no padding. Mm-hmm. Straight up concrete floor. Necro decides not to flip and just lands face first on the concrete floor off the ring apron, to the point where a 6-inch puddle of blood where his head hit the floor just sat there. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. One of the most horrific things I've ever seen happen. Yeah. Match should have a disclaimer. It's one of those that's sort of like, get the kids, put the kids to bed before you 100%, put this one on. Yeah. And so, for everyone who's going to go to the playlist to watch this, I recommend. So this match in total is maybe 12 to 15 minutes. However, the video that is on our playlist is 30 minutes long, because it is the direct rip from the Smart Mark Video home video release of the match, where they show the replay of all of the things we're talking about Right.
100 times each. And
Yes,
sit through
yes.
the whole video
Yeah.
and watch them all in
Yeah.
slow motion.
Right.
Because it's worth it 100% of the time.
Study it for ages. Make sure that it's buried into your brain, because again, this is the type of match that, I mean, you can say AEW, God bless them, and when they do their step matches, and they do their Texas Deaths or their cage matches, their no holds barred, they're very like, they throw their balls to the wall when it comes to like physicality, blood, weapons, wild spots, you name it. I still think there's a safeness
100%.
that is, and
This
it's
feels-
100% agreed upon, rehearsed to a certain level, but this thing lives in its own universe.
This is a fight. This is a fight.
It's a fight, but it's not. And here's where I'll give it credit. Like, there are artistic parts to this where if
100%.
you're a pro wrestling fan, or if you're somebody, let's say you're training to become a pro wrestling fan, this is the type of thing you need to see, because you don't necessarily want to emulate it, but you have to know that like this is the type of thing that can become mythological in a sense.
Yes. And so I'll say this now before I get to the finish of the match is when you say that, after this, everyone tried to book the Necro Butcher in this match because they're like, okay, well, let's put Necro against a guy that can wrestle and see what happens. The only one that even like remotely came close was maybe a year or two later when he wrestled Loki.
Yes.
The two of them this was another IWA show, which this would probably, I didn't want to include two of these style, like specific style matches on my list, but this would be like number 7 if I had to pick another one. But that's like the only one, because you would get Necro Butcher versus Seth Rollins, you would get Necro Butcher versus Roderick Strong, you would get but like none of them had what this was like, literally magic in a bottle.
It's reckless abandon that doubles as absolutely like exactly how it was drawn up to a certain extent. If it was drawn up, this is the way it should look. Aside from the fact that, again, smashing your face against the concrete more than one occasion doesn't necessarily bode well for your appearance, but nobody was putting Necro Butcher in a beauty contest.
No.
So.
And I mean, if you see him now, that this match directly may contribute
fucked him up, right?
may contribute to the state of affairs he's in now. But so after that, I mean, the match isn't over yet. Somehow, some way.
Yeah.
They get back into the ring. The guardrail that Necro used for the senton earlier is now placed in between, in the corner on the second rope.
Yep.
Like caddy corner to the turnbuckles. Samoa Joe then hits a power bomb onto said guardrail, where Necro Butcher's neck is the only thing that hits the guardrail.
Yeah.
His head snaps almost off of his body.
Yeah.
He is then hit with a German suplex onto an open folding chair.
Right.
He is so now we're getting to the point of the match where we're starting to allude to the finish. As all of these as the power bomb takes place, as the German suplex takes place, a 10 count is starting to be administered by the referee that Necro is able to answer. As he gets up, Necro punches Samoa Joe as hard as I've ever seen anyone punch another human in the face in a professional wrestling match. Joe then just slaps the ever-living shit out of him in a flurry of slaps where, as I mentioned in the previous Samoa Joe match that was on my list, where Kenta Kobashi was chopping him and you could see the sweat.
Yeah.
Misting. Joe is slapping Necro to the point where blood is just misting in the air.
Yeah.
Necro falls to the ground. he cannot answer the 10 count, and Samoa Joe gets the knockout victory, which I think is a good way to protect this, because they did wind up having a second match a few months later.
Okay.
But it doesn't pale in comparison. It pales in comparison to this.
There's nothing like this one.
Yeah. But I think that was a way to protect Necro, as like he didn't give up. He just couldn't get up. And he does wind up after the match is over. He does wind up getting to his feet and running Samoa Joe to the back. Mm-hmm. So kind of saves face at the end of it. But I mean, this is
as much as you can, as much as face as he has left.
This is legitimately one for the ages. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it to this day, and I truly don't think that we'll ever see anything like this again. This held such a special. This was such a snapshot of when it happened.
Right.
And you just don't get anything like this anymore. There aren't guys with so much lore behind them.
Well,
and you don't get them in the place where they can do as they please.
Okay, that's all right. So I think that's the point, because you do have like guys on the indies, like Mad Dog Connolly comes to mind. Mad Dog Connolly in his chain matches, his series with Adam Priest, like as everything escalated. But that's in a traditional, like, these guys are married on the indies sort of way. So like that for the last, like, when they were feuding over the last like 3 years, in and out of like a bunch of different promotions, like that's a rivalry you can say like could sort of like hit in the right spot in the same spots at this. And I think Connolly gets a lot of the comparison, not necessarily to Necro, but he gets a lot of comparisons to Mick Foley, Moxley on the indies, like just sort of like an evolving character that is not afraid to, like, do God knows what to his body in order to entertain the fans, and has a mystique, a Brody like mystique, a Cactus Jack like mystique, something like that. So I'm not putting Necro in that category, but I think Necro's intention around that time was to be independent wrestling's version of, or 2000's independent wrestling's version of, a Cactus Jack type, or an Abby, or a Brody.
I would, because it's crazy, because a few years prior to this, he was like blood and guts. Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah. You're getting him in like some of the most disgusting death matches you could ever see. And when we do my top 5 favorite death matches, you're definitely going to see the Necro Butcher on there.
Of course.
But he had evolved a bit at this point, and shortly after this, he winds up in Ring of Honor, funny enough.
Right, yeah.
Which doesn't seem like a place that you would find the Necro Butcher, but
somehow it fits.
He had such a cult following behind him.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Joe. And it was just like it was truly like two, like at the time, maybe the two biggest independent like, not saying the two best, but in 2005, Necro was everywhere.
He was very hot. Yeah.
He made it to PWG. He made it to Jersey All Pro Wrestling. He made it to Ring of Honor. Like, and this is for a guy who was almost strictly doing death matches. Prior to that. So he, like, this was his, flash in the pan. Mm-hmm. And then you're talking about the guy who is arguably the greatest Ring of Honor champion of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the two of them coming together in that arena with that crowd on a Saturday afternoon in June. It just it
Yeah.
I don't something happened in that room that night, and it was fucking magical.
That's that's the exact way to put it, and that is a fitting way to end the this particular episode. Your 2000 indie best of. I'm sure, as you just alluded to, there'll be other versions of this list that we'll go back to and add to these playlists. Over the course of the next few months or years, whatever it may be, because this obviously is an interesting project to do, and I like to pick your brain about your most engaged time of pro wrestling with a very unique cast of characters and matches. Like this is very good insight into how Tom's wrestling brain works. So, well done, my friend.
Thank you, and I hope everyone enjoys. Absolutely, go check out the playlist.
Yes, yeah. So we're going to include links to the playlist everywhere. You'll see it on the show description in the notes. You'll see it on our socials. It links you right back to the Dropkick Basement Facebook, not the Facebook page, but the YouTube page that we created, which has some old archive episodes of the show. So yeah, if you want to revisit some episodes, you can check them out there. But yeah, this is going to be a cool playlist for any fan that wants to get caught up on what made the guys that ended up being like the best wrestlers of the last 25 years, really how they established themselves in the United States and beyond. So excellent stuff, and we'll sign off from here. So for my tag team partner, Tom Schultz, this is Mike Madden. We hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you with the matches.